Oh, durka durka durka.
All right, welcome to another shitty review of a knife you never heard of. This one is the real Steel Kikashi. Haven't talked to you for a while. Why is that? Because I sort of got, I kind of plateaued in the knife collecting thing. I'm getting back into it. Also, there's way better knife reviewers out there that you should be watching instead of this. So it's probably in your best interest that I didn't make any videos. But I started playing around and looking at stuff again, and this real steel jumped out to me. So it's about $40 after discount code at White Mountain Knives. They've got a few variations. This is the black and green G10. It's layered with the blacked out blade. What's interesting about this knife and a few other real steels is that it is an integral, meaning it is a folded over piece of steel here. And I first came across this, I bought this a while ago, the Sacra. And this knife actually was interesting to me because I really disliked it when I got it out of the box. Had really sharp edges. I think it's not a super comfortable knife. But, and I'm not a crossbar lock person, I've figured that out since, but it has a good crossbar lock, and I was just impressed by how solid it felt because I've gotten into liking skinnier knives, and sometimes they feel flimsy. And so this integral frame thing, you can see it's a solid piece of steel. It was appealing to me. I recently got this, not that recently, but I don't know, a few months ago I got this real steel Iris, which is super cool. The dude from Knife Center who did his best knives of 2024 liked this knife a lot, which is cool because it was kind of out of the blue. For me, this is called the Iris, and it's also real steel. But I do think this is the best of them. Now, I just want to be honest, or be full disclosure, I got this knife today, and so I'm not going to pretend that I've carried this around a bunch. I'm not going to be one of those dumbass knife reviewers that's like, oh, I've been carrying this around all the time and it's really held up well. Like, no. I mean, I'm going to assume it's going to hold up well. It's a piece of metal that's going to be really hard to break. And I'm just going to go with that. Came really sharp. Let's see here. Ah, yes. Enjoy my Amazon gift. A gift for you. Let's see if it'll cut this. Yeah, it's quite... Every real steel knife I bought has been quite sharp. That's not the sharpest I've ever seen, but it's like top 30 percentile. And very deep carry pocket clip, which I'm a fan of. I'm also a fan of no messaging on here. It's kind of annoying to me. And I like a really clean blade, but all in all, this is pretty clean too, because on the clip side, there's nothing but a very small 14C28N printed there. And then the Real Steel logo, which I don't know. Real Steel is a brand that I thought they kind of were just like a random brand that was like Tucson or something, that was just kind of like had peaked a few years ago, and Civivi was greatly outselling. But it seems like they're making a little bit of a comeback. Based on watching some of these 2024 year-end knife review videos. And there's a video called there's a knife called the Sylph, which I want to get my hands on. It's also in a folded over integral. But this is the Kikashi. So it is quite light at 2.5 ounces. To me, that's great. That's like not noticing it in your pocket territory. This layered G10 is cool. It happens to be the same color combination as my watch, so I kind of like that. And rear flipper only, which is going to be bad for some of you, but for me, this isn't the most exciting knife to fidget with, but I do think it's really practical as far as carrying, because it's very skinny. Doesn't take up a lot of space in your pocket. You can tuck it away in the corner of your pocket because it's skinny, it's narrow, and you know, the flipper works really well. And it better work well because it's the only way you're going to get the thing out. Pocket clip is reversible. There's an ever so tiny bit of blade play there. I was kind of messing around with it. The action is quite nice here. You could, you know, you could kind of swap out shades of gray in terms of making it a little bit more solid and not quite as shake shutty, but I kind of have it in this nice happy medium, I think. The G10 is pretty grippy. I do think like grippy G10 is all in all probably the most practical material you're going to have as far as wear and tear and grip and cost. And yeah, it's pretty subdued. It doesn't have a very, you know, it's very angular, and I like that. I don't have it with me, but I tend to reach in to the knife drawer for the Migron Pagos 2, which is also kind of a blocky knife. Different, you know, much bigger knife, much wider, but this is like your CRKT CEO style. I've never handled that knife, but this seems like it's better in every respect. That's an 8 CR13 MOV knife. That's a knife with FRN handles, which I hate. And you know, this I think would be better in every respect. Better knife steel, better materials. This is a longer knife. It's slightly heavier than that one, but I think this is 2.5 ounces and that's 2.2. So the most similar knife that I have is the Rake P865. They are like very similarly sized. And I guess I could measure this thing for you. Let me grab something here. Yeah, should be better prepared, but almost exactly 8 inches overall for both of these knives. Let me put this up here. And your knife blade is 3.5 inches, a little less than that. Usable cutting area on the real steel. But this goes in the pocket really easily. This rake I got a really good deal on this Atlantic knife. I think it's kind of ugly. I do like this bead blasted blade, but this thing was cheap, like sub $30 cheap for 14C20M, which is ridiculous, but this is definitely better. And so anyway, I just got it. I plan to be carrying it. Maybe I'll make another knife video if I keep buying this crap. And 40 bucks ish at White Mountain Knives. So real Steel Kikashi.